live. And we are in Wigan, Newtown in Wigan, the Aldi car park. If I hadn't moved out then, that silly woman would have smashed my car in with her door. She could have parked any closer. She might as well have been sat in the passenger seat. Anyway, we're in the Aldi car park, and all being well, we are doing a staggering drive to Mama's. Now the thing in Wigan, traffic in Wigan tonight is absolutely beyond shocking. I mean, there is bad traffic and then there is ridiculous traffic, and sadly we've got ridiculous traffic at the moment, and I've just realised what I've done. I've messed up. Oh yeah. And now I've messed up. Evening toff. I'm heading towards Wigan Pier, which is a bad thing. Is there any way out of this? Well, we'll see how it goes. I might end up coming back this way. So anyway, it's dusk. We're in 4K and we're on 5G at the moment. I don't know how that's going to cope as we travel. We've got a coach there now. Seems a bit. Maybe they've opened up again because the traffic seems to be moving. You see, I was thinking of going where this car's going. Well, not where this car's going exactly. So it'd be foolish. So I'm going to be going right there. Ah, here we go. Here's the traffic. This is by Magic. I knew I'd gone the wrong way. Can't get out of it now. So yeah, we are stuck. Now here comes one price pillock wanting to push in. Now there are buses that have stopped coming this way. Because the traffic is so bad. Anyway, this is Wigan Pier having a lovely look at the moment, which is currently under redevelopment. Not that you could notice, due to the lack of anything. Going on. Admitted it's 1746, but there's nothing been going on for a while. Rebirth of an icon. It's a very slow birth though. I'll just say the traffic was bad. Weirdly, I can only see green traffic lights ahead of me, but we're not moving. Right. So the time I've been driving, it's actually gone dark. This is road improvements they're doing here, apparently. Yeah, they've done a good job so far. Hurrah, we are out. We are free. At least of that traffic jam anyway. We've got the next one's come up against. Hello, we're here now. Can you please change the traffic light so we can proceed, please? Any second now. 3, 2, 1, go green. Thank you. So there's the range. Used to be Do It All back in the day. And then the other weird thing they've done with the road here, where instead of both lanes being left turn, there's only one of them that's left turn now, because they put this lump here on the left that doesn't actually do anything. Around here. We go through here, or we don't, as the case may be. And this will take us to Skulls and then through Welly. At least that's the plan. It does say Horwich as well, which is where we are heading to, so that's the part of the roundabout that we well, that's the roundabout near Horwich where we get on the M61. Looks like we're going in a second. There we go. Again, quite impressed that it's a straight run to the traffic lights here. Now the next set of traffic lights, junction traffic lights that we're going to come against, they are the ones where we normally come from Tesco and past Posh Mackies. but obviously we're not coming that way this time. Well, their lights are now on red. So we're now heading up to Skulls. It's a little bit lighter than it was last time I did this, because we're gaining apparently 4 minutes a day now on daylight. So when we get to the Skulls stones, you might be able to see them, but with our new wide angle lens that goes all the way out to you. Hello. Stones are on the right. It's just a little bit too dark. We're going to be here a while, so we shall chillax. So get through these lights. See where the vehicles are moving from the left? That's the way that we normally come when we come round. We come past the hospital and all that. They seem to be moving quite well. Lights are changing, which means a couple of cars will be coming that way, but then we should be getting cars coming towards us, which we do, because they've got the filter, which is what we have when we come home and come past Windsor's. We turn right, like this lorry, and then go down towards Mackey's and Tesco lights. Now this car in front of us has not got any indicators on, this BMW, and it's edging forward. So I'm thinking it's going to try and push in front of the car in front of me. I could be wrong, but yeah, I am wrong. It just doesn't use indicators. Oh, it's no indicator. Okay, I'll let them off. If it was a BMW driver, it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, that's what makes that noise when I'm sat waiting to pull out there. Anyway, we're now back onto the regular route. So you got Windsor's. Now I'm in Welly. February today. '22, and it's 17:54. I'm going to keep an eye on that because I've not heard the news today. What's going on with Rusky Land? So past the men's room barbers. Spar on the left. BP station. So went to the camera then. Anyway, we've just gone past the speed camera on the hill. We're now going past tiny Tesco. I'm your tiny Tesco, your Tesco for pasta. I'll sell what you want me to. I'm your tiny Tesco, a Tesco for passion fruit. So on and so forth. Right, auto repairs, dusted on the left back then. Boy, these roads are getting a bit worser. Fair though, traffic here isn't too bad. It's running up to the Crown Hotel. Possibly the worst illuminated hotel ever. Up over the canal. Past the Collier's Arms. So we go into Aspel. Dangerous corners coming up. Dangerous corner 1 part 1, 1 part 2. And then the monumentally dangerous corner. So the car's coming way too fast. So now in Aspel. So you got Spar on the right, and you got the shops on the left. Distance, I can make out Windsor Hill Tower. The red lights lit up. That's the Moorgate Inn. No one in the beer garden for some reason. I think why. Tuesday when it's really windy and freezing cold. Anyway, we're about to go in now into No Man's Land. Basically no one's taking responsibility for it. So as we drop down, this sign here on the right you can see the back of is the boundary for Wigan, and then you drive along here for a little while, and then on the right there's a boundary sign for Bolton. Black Rod in this case. That's the industrial estate, and then on the right you've got Chamberlain garage doors. Straight ahead in the distance I can make out Windsor Hill Tower again, above the houses. I don't think you can because it's not bright enough with all the lights around. Then we get to the junction. Now this was chaotic last week. This week it's not not so bad. Ambulance station on the right that you can now see that you couldn't see before. And the beer garden again, this time for the poachers. And I don't think there's anyone in it. They've not got the lights on today actually, so there mustn't be anyone in it. Whoa. That were a big lorry. So we're now coming onto the A6 from Blackrod towards eventually Worsley, well, Walton and Worsley. Doesn't look like the football stadium's lit up today. Tell you what, these weekly drives seem to come around really quick. Oh, I'm missing the news.
Thank you very much.
Ah, I missed the news. That's because I was too busy not crashing into an articulated lorry. Anyway, we're on the A6. Just wondering why we're going so slowly, but there's a big line of traffic, so I assume it's all the way back from the roundabout. Normally you do 40 down here, but we're doing 30 at the moment. There's a big line of traffic goes behind me as well, so I'm just in the middle of a huge line of traffic at the moment. Is the Focus going to behave itself, or is it going to try and squeeze on? No, it's going round, it's alright. I'll let it off. Thought it might be cheeky and try to squeeze into this lane, but it didn't, so we're alright. No, the Bolton Stadium is in darkness today, so that if they are playing, they must be playing away. I know we're going to play in at home. They're playing Crewe Alexandra. Crewe Alexandra. The football ground that featured in my Let's Visit Crewe video a few years ago, which went down really well with the people of Crewe. If you exclude the odd death threat. Right, so we're now going to drop onto the M61. Now this is dark. And when I say dark, I mean dark. Not like in, you know, like Murderous or Sinister or anything. I mean just pitch black. But when we get to the lighted bit, which is only about 5 minutes, then it'll all be lovely again and everyone will be happy. But it does mean you get to see the brake lights. What's going on here? It does mean you get to see the bus shelter on the bridge a lot clearer on this new 4K camera, which really likes the dark. And where it's dark, isn't it? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. There's hours and hours and hours and thousands of miles of driving and me giving commentary all the way. Doing in mid-60s at the minute. Someone behind me, so we'll have a plod up to 70. We've cleared that car. The car's just been undertaken by another car as well. Now there's a lot of red lights ahead of me, but no brake lights, just the rears of cars. Keep my eye out for any brake lights. Again, you can't really see them very clearly, but obviously I can. Behind me in our direction, all I can see is just loads of headlights, so the motorway is incredibly busy today. Well, I seem to be in a little bit of a patch on my own at the moment. I've got this one car here which is about to overtake another car, and we're about to end up in a patch of cars, and then there's a gap to 3 lanes of cars behind us. So I'm doing 70 at the minute. Coming up to the bus shelter on the hill, on the bridge, sorry. Highlight of the trip. Bus shelter on the bridge. Here it is. See there on the bridge? Lovely. There's a bus there as well, but on the bus stop on the other side of the road. I was going to go into that lane then, but that Volvo pulled out. So we're now coming towards the M60 and lights. This is the distribution centre junction, the distribution centre roundabout, etc. Then when we drop down, we'll end up in back on the street lights again in about half a mile, quarter of a mile, something like that. Actually, it's longer than that. It's about 3 miles, but anyway. Now, these cars are all pulling out now. Both lanes are clear, but I think at least one of these cars is going to pull into lane 2. There you go. So it would have been remiss of me to pull into lane 2 at that point. Now the van has also pulled into lane 2, so I've now got that on my left rear quarter. I've got this car in my front quarter. Right, so we're coming up now to the interchange where it goes from the M60 to the M61, although you do have an option of going on the East Lancs, the A580 as well. So we'll go under this bridge. To be fair, I thought there were street lamps here. I've finally been caught up by a vehicle. It looks like a 4x4, be it a Jeep or a Land Rover. We've now got street lamps. So our far right is that estate that we went on the other week. Now we've got matrix here. So some matrix saying cars are moving freely underneath us. saying 50. It's not saying why. So we'll go with it. Now it's telling us why, but that's after the junction. Queue, caution. Right, there's always a queue here anyway, to be fair. It says 40, we're doing 40, or just under. Does feel like you're playing a computer game when you go through that bit. Don't know what game it is though. I think it's Call of Duty, not sure. Anyway, this is going to get a bit tight now because we're on the inside, but these vehicles seem to be wanting to go in the right-hand lane, which means we should be okay. And there is a possibility that the traffic is the right 2 lanes and we'll be clear. So we'll stay in this lane. We said that, we're braking as well. You normally find cars trying to jump into the left, the right 2 lanes at the last minute. Causes the second lane to have to brake suddenly. Not today, he says. Yeah, that pillar there. Trying to squeeze in, causing havoc and chaos. We've still got that Range Rover 4x4, whatever it is, behind me. They basically follow me into lane 1 and now follow me back into lane 2. But we're now back to national speed limit. There's no lights on here. Normally there's lights on here. So I don't know what's going on here unless they haven't paid the bill. So we'll slow down a little bit because we've got this little car here in front of us. Braking for no reason whatsoever. Right, so we're now in lane 4. Get some lights ahead of us, which is good. And we're now heading towards the roundabout with the traffic lights junction, which basically is the continuation of the M60, which is the ring road for Manchester. Over all the water and marshes and everything. There are vehicles in the 3rd lane behind me, so I can't pull across, but having said that, we've caught up with vehicles in the 3rd lane ahead of me, so there's always congestion as well. Side of the way stand. Seems to be travelling quite well at the moment. So we now need to get into the lanes 1 or 2. So we're going to pull in to lane 3 because we've cleared the car ahead of us. We've got a tractor unit ahead, which looks like it's got something loose on the back of it there, but maybe not. That black thing, no, I think it's just the way it's angled. So we're only doing mid-60s at the minute. So we're now into lane 2, which is where we want to be. Again, still doing mid-60s. Surprisingly, there's nothing really behind me. There's a tanker in front of me, but there's not a lot behind me. So here we go. So this is the slip road. If you carry on, you end up on the M62 and in Yorkshire eventually. Initially you go to Rochdale and such places. Right, so we're coming off here. Thought about coming into this lane then, but I don't think there's any advantage of being in either lane. If anything, yeah, more of an advantage being in the left-hand lane. So we might not even get through now. Well, the disadvantage is you've got an articulated lorry in that lane as well, which if they have to stop, is quite slow at getting going. So again and again on the van. Right, that just changed as we went through, which means this one might do as well. But we're well clear of the van now. They've repainted this road. Very pretty. Right, now we've got cars coming into the first lane. We've got what looks like a Mercedes Sprinter van. Trying to get in the back of my car at the minute, and now it's gone into the first lane because of the acceleration. It hasn't got DVD van swapping lanes. We're up to mid-60s, we're up to 70 now, so we're still on the M60, but we're now on the complete bit. That's the only bit that breaks off. If you go the other way around, nothing like that, and that's the only point. Come off what you call the main carriageway and get slowed down by traffic lights and everything. The only other delay you get this way is Slice, where you actually, when you come into Stockport and you have to go under that massive bridge and you slow down to 50 miles an hour. Large van has just pulled out towards that car on the left. So we seem to be having, once we got out of Wigan, seem to be having a pretty decent run now. I mean, Wigan traffic has always been dreadful, but the council just seem to be intent on making it worse for everyone, which makes no sense. Anyway, we're currently 3 lanes, and we are currently in lane 3. Don't know why that vehicle was braking then in lane 1. Tesco on the other side of the bridge. Just tootling along around about 70 mile an hour at the moment. We're going clockwise on the M60, which is the outer ring road of Manchester. The equivalent of the M25, but it's, I think we measured it a couple of years ago at 35 mile. if you go onto the driving playlists on the main page, you will see the complete roads, and on that there will be clockwise and anti-clockwise driving around this motorway during the daytime. So lane 1 is about to disappear. So we're now in lane 2. Lane 1. Which now becomes lane 2. That's the Manchester Union News building on the far right. So we're nearly at the exit now we want for Ashton-under-Lyne. No idea why this van is sat in lane... Ah, there you go. Sat in lane 2. You don't need to brake. These cars don't have to change lanes. Driver just hanging out in lane 2 like you do. If you're a BMW Golf driver, a VW Golf driver. So lane 1, the lane we're currently in, will become the filter lane, and then the slip road for the exit we're after, which is Ashton-under-Lyne. There's quite a long line of cars in it at the minute. Hopefully we'll clear them cars. Oh yeah, we have. So we're now in the filter lane. Car is braking a lot for a motorway. And we're now on the slip road, and we're now at Ashton-under-Lyne. To stay in the left-hand lane because we're coming off at the roundabout with the church on it, with the holes in it, in the tower. Obviously churches have holes in, otherwise you can't get in them. I'll let daylight in, but I mean the proper holes in the tower. I don't think you'll see it because it's dark at the minute, but sometimes you can if the light's shining right. So I'm doing a very tired walk coming towards us underneath the traffic light now. Right, so we're about to go, go, go. So past the HSS building, EP, police station on the left, church on the right, with the holes in the tower. You can see them, I don't know. Then we drift into the left lane because we are the local traffic. End up in the Mickey Mouse section where the weird junctions and mini roundabouts and everything that seem completely over the top for what's going on, and we go past the mosque as well, and the roundabout with the car wash on it, although it's shut at the moment. There's the mosque. This is the Mickey Mouse bit I was on about. Absolutely ridiculous road. Where did that person come from there? Not just walking the road. It's mad enough as it is. So why not just walk in the road, eh? Yeah, why not? A mini roundabout for no reason. Can't imagine it ever gets busy enough to warrant a mini roundabout there. But anyway. You're not driving a tank, do you? So as we now head over the railway lines towards the tram lines and almost Journey's End. Pretty sure it's M&S this week. No, it's not. It's Sainsbury's this week. Welcome back. No. Anyway, welcome back. Seems to have a connection for a second or two. Welcome back again. We seem to be having a bad signal here. Watching goodbye now, but we're still going to wait until we park up properly before we end the stream proper. So we've got IKEA. So Ashton-under-Lyne, and we've got the Sainsbury's petrol must be cheap today. Quite a big queue there. To be fair, petrol I've got in the car at the moment is Sainsbury's petrol. So there you go. I don't know what that says, it just says I've got Sainsbury's petrol in the car. Let's have a look. No, it's yeah. It is ridiculously expensive, but what can you do? So there's one part there, but that's disabled, and then one part there, but that's coned off. So I don't want to park here, and oh, it's not disabled. It's all right. Okay, we'll park here now. God, I forgot them things even existed. Smart car. I would have proved myself if I'd been inside one of them, and that. Right, you're back on again. Right, bye. It was resetting, so I